Keep my hands and wrists really quiet and try and make it feel as though it's just body that turns. So body turns, ball's up, and it's about 2 feet from the hole. So the green here must be 10 feet above my golf ball. I've got 58 degrees of loft, and there's options. I can open this face up and try some fancy Hollywood shot. But as I said before in previous videos, at 58 degrees, if that leading edge lies flat to the ground, like so, then the angle of the loft, that's 58 degrees loft from here to here. So that angle is more than enough to get that ball in the air to play this shot. So I'm going to do nothing with the club face. Absolutely nothing. I'm just going to put the club behind, turn body, and try and keep my hands and arms really quiet. I've got pockets full of golf balls here. Keep my hands and wrists really quiet and try and make it feel as though it's just body that turns. So body turns, ball's up, and it's about 2 feet from the hole. A shot where it was 10 feet above, we're freaking out adding loft, cutting across. No, we're not. We're using natural loft and body turn, no wrists. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, that was a very good shot. That was class. So now we've come closer to the green from a slightly different angle. Again, so the slope's closer to me. It's 5 feet, maybe 6 feet to get up there. I'm on an upslope. I mean, even if I was on the flat, if I can go back to the flat, let's go a little bit further back. Just moved the camera because I moved the ball further back. So, yes, we can open it up. Yes, we can cut across. Yes, we can think about finish positions, this, getting the club back down here, all that carry on. It's making it complicated though, isn't it? Let's try again. Natural loft, 58 degrees, is going to go at that trajectory. It'll go slightly lower because of the way the ball's delivered. But if you've got that visual picture in your head, thinking, okay, there's the slope, there's the trajectory, I'm absolutely fine. There, no hands, no wrists, I'm just turning my body through. Turning my body through, and if I just turn my body through, it's much easier to control the low point. There, nice and soft, nice, slow. I'm going to show you how close those two shots are. There we are, first ball to the right, which is actually the harder shot, second ball there to the left. That ball, that second one, there's a grip, 2 grip lengths away, high tariff, hard shots where we think we've got to open the face and play something funky. Not the case, let's go somewhere else. Okay, down slope. So we've now got this to go all the way down. Needs to go all the way down here. So it's to the green, so it's going to be fast. So we're dropping down 5 feet here. It's going to be fast when it lands on the green. So what do? Well, we add loads of loft, don't we? We add loads of loft to get lots of height so it lands soft, so it doesn't run away. No, we've got the loft already. We trust it. We just trust what we're going to do. So I set myself, natural. I'm just going to be a softer swing this time. And I feel as though when I'm coming downhill like this, it's slow motion. Hands and wrists do nothing. Swing's slow motion, so therefore when I swing slightly slower, or it feels slower, the ball's going to come off softer. Set myself there, no arms, no wrists, just soft, soft. Pops the ball up, lands nice and soft, and that there is, again, about a foot from the hole. Let's go somewhere else. This is tragic. We must be 10 feet below the green. Bunker to go over. I mean, surely the guy's now going to say, open it up and play this. Well, I'm sticking with that. Remember, everything here is 58 degrees. The bounce of my wedge is 6 degrees of bounce. And I use a Wilson Staff model 𝐬𝐿 forged. Forged wedge, there's not many of them. That is it. Not many wedges are forged. I don't think a 𝐸𝐾's forged this. Forged, the feel's amazing. This is not a Wilson advert. I'll tell you what it is though. It is an advert for my Loft and Lie glove brand. Full leather, look at the stitch on that. Wow. You need to check that out. Right, so here we go now. So same idea, just a longer swing. And it's a little bit faster than the previous one because I want to get it up. So when I get it up like that, I'm putting a little bit more spin on with more speed, but I feel as though I'm doing nothing with my hands and wrists. Now when you watch this, that would be nothing with hands and wrists. But when I play the shot, there's going to be a little bit of wrist cock. But that's momentum. That's purely momentum that's made that happen. You think about the change of direction, so I'm going to exaggerate. If I come up to here, and then I change my body direction to that way, so it's turning away from the target then to target, that is going to put some sort of hinge in there. So that's momentum that makes the club, the left wrist cock. I have my shaft straight up and down. All I'm doing is turn my body, hands and wrists are really, really quiet. That was a tough shot. Let's go and look at that. By the way, that was really tricky. I'm quite happy with that. You can see the terrain had to go up. There we go. So that is 3 feet. 3 feet, an absolute nightmare shot, and did nothing with the blade. Nothing. So, question, can you use your 58-degree wedge everywhere? Yes. What if I want to run it low, Steve? Can I use my 58-degree wedge? Yes. So for the purpose of this video, I would normally putt this, but just to show you, just to highlight, I can keep my 58-degree wedge low. Now, I'm going to start off, I'm not going to close the face at address to take the loft off. Closing the face, turn it over, handle forward, taking the loft off. I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is deliver the club slightly differently at impact. So now we are changing things a little bit, and we are getting a little bit more handsy, but we're really just feeling as though when I follow through, I'm going to come into impact. When I follow through, I'm going to finish with the full roll over. So my post-impact position, the club head, the leading edge of the club is vertical. That's where I'm going to finish. The last shots I've hit, that's finished at 45 degrees because I've fully turned through. So previous shots that we've hit there, I've turned, and the leading edge is at 45 degrees. On this one, when I turn through, all I'm trying to do is finish with the leading edge vertical, or even slightly more turned over, because that's going to take the loft off during impact. So address position, so this is 50 feet, normal address position, finishing in what's called, I call a full roll there, so the club head is vertical in the finish, so I can keep this ball nice and low. Look at that, run out with a 58, and that is about 8 feet, maybe less, below the hole. This time I'll line myself up. So there, finishing there. Apart from that, there's very little body turn. I've just collected those balls up because I'm now going to show you how I can get the ball to run super early. So I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with the wrist turn to try and take the loft off this. And as I said, we're doing this with 58 degrees. And there, get that. Look how, can you see how short and sharpy and punchy it was? Oh, chunky. But short, sharp, punchy. Look at that. That's running out. Look at my finish position. I've rolled that club over there. But just to highlight how you can, without really playing with the loft, you know, the first 3 or 4 shots were absolutely brilliant, and they're really high tariff shots which required loft. But just with thinking about the finish position, how you can take the loft off a golf club as well. So there, finishing there, look at it running out. That's a 58 degree running out there, but look where I finished. If I rewind that back to you, it's rolled over through impact. 58 degree wedge can be used everywhere. You look at likes of Bubba Watson, he's 60 everywhere. I think Mark O'Meara was 56 everywhere, or that was the only wedge he carried was 56. But as soon as you, to highlight that, what I'm trying to say there is, on the first 4 shots, there was no need to add loft. But every situation I was in there looked like I needed to add loft. The loft is already there. And if you want to play around and funk around with your finish positions, your post-impact positions, and the roll of the club through impact to get that ball to come out low and make your 58 degree the club of your choice, your best friend around the green, crack on. Love it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.